ability. So no one's going to force or make you do anything when you pay your membership. You pay your membership like anything else. You pay the plan event that means you don't go, right? But when you pay your membership, it is for you to go because you do have a result in mind. Right? So you holding yourself accountable to
How many active people do you have?
Currently, you have the current president. If you would like to have a meeting with the Toastmaster or seek any information, you have the president and other vice presidents available. That you get, if you want information on the Toastmasters part.
Oh, you're not in the loop.
Yeah, I'm in the loop in terms of, I don't know, I'm not on the board.
Oh.
Because what the Toastmasters is you have times where you have leadership, right? So that rotates. And so if you're an executive board, then not that no one is privy to the information, because I can ask because I'm a member, so I can ask for the information. I can also be a board member if I choose to take them role. Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you see, there's nothing.
So, and I want to clarify, I'm usually, I want to clarify that, Toastmasters like Boy Scouts is a separate entity. Right, so Mayor, Councilman James will report out on Boy Scouts. But Boy Scout has its own own bylaws, same way Toastmasters have its own leader, has its own truth. So it runs independent of the town. The town supports it.
Say.
So the town supports it. So it's not like we're saying, hey, Councilman James, we see everything you're doing. We have a line item for we gave him $1,000, right? For something for Boy Scouts. We're supporting our residents in the town to make this resource available. So it's no different from Toastmasters.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, because the town is involved in what he does. The town, we all know, everybody's involved in. Like, it's a town effort, responsive, but we're all involved in, we all know. We wouldn't have to ask these questions because we all know about the stuff, still stuff. Right, that's it? That's not a disparity, so it's on bench, because for Toastmasters, we have for the Boy Scouts, Councilmember James is actually the chairperson or whatever involved in Toastmasters. I mean, in Boy Scout, but in Toastmasters, we have a resident who's not on the council that's involved in Toastmasters, who's leading it. So to me, it's a difference because you have a council member who is leading Boy Scout, giving us everything we need. When he asks for funding, he provides the information for funding. We have Toastmasters. We don't know what's going on, only what we say in terms of come join Toastmasters. We meet every Thursday or every Saturday. That's it. We don't know the membership. We don't know, the vice president or whatever is now a resident. So you're not really involved in it. You just stated that you're not really involved in it the way, right, as a leader. So to me, I think it's a difference. There is a difference because to me, you're allowing our resident to lead and manage something that we supposed to be sponsoring, as opposed to the Boy Scout. You see what I'm saying? I do.
Councilman Ford, just to answer that. So whatever we create here in the town, we want it to be sustainable. You're not going to be doing it all the time. I'm not sure what I always say about leadership. Do you give others the opportunity to lead?
No.
Or is it always?
Always home.
So once you leave, listen, once you leave, not on the maybe
if I die, then
I'm sorry, but I don't know what the bylaws have. I mean, you can get a copy of the bylaws and you can read what the bylaws say.
Excuse me.
But so if you're going to be the person when you leave this administration, so do we not support because
We don't have to, I'm still gonna, I'm a self-generated.
Well, I understand, but you're still a member of the
Yeah,
community.
yeah.
So now, so if we're not in office, and we're gonna put that to the side, and we're not gonna make that available. We're not gonna make that resource available to our residents to continue to grow them or develop them or invest in them. Because
That's my vision for this crack.
so thank you for sharing that. But the point I'm making is that even when you leave, that should be available. That's what we want. The town should be sustained, not you here today, okay, you might have other obligations. I can't do it. So what do you do? If a resident say, hey, I want to take this on because we need this. I want this to be made available. I want the residents to be able to have some place to go to develop it. Oh, I do.
I want somebody else to chime in and let's put something on the floor, what we gonna do. That's like y'all said, let's not beat it to pieces. Okay, because we already know. Okay. So,
I think we should, I'm really going to a session for my part. Yeah, because I mean, I don't want to take on something that's really not, town based. You know, it's just, I can't see it being town based. Yeah, and I need to have further discussion. I don't want to go, we're gonna belabor this. Awesome. Give me a thought.
well,
It's a good thing.
it's no challenge on it's a good thing.
Right.
It's a challenge on, there's no resolution to support that the town at this point should support that because it is a community effort, which it can be. Because I'm looking on this, when you apply for this, you can do it as a community, company, government agency, college or university, religious organization. This was done as community, and then it was done as sponsoring organization was Town of Capitol Heights. But we do not sponsor it.
That we do. It's like there. It's sponsoring organization.
No, what I'm trying to say,
It's a town of Capitol. I got the community.
but officially, we do not sponsor it. We have no involvement in it. That's what Chu is saying. That's what you said. Basically, we have no involvement in it. So all I'm saying is if the town is to be involved in it, it needs to be a resolution and you put all this to rest. It's just that simple.
That's one.
Amen.
Or you let it be community. And there's no amendment required. I already checked it out. There's no amendment required because it's just what Councilman Ford was saying. When I called them, they said things don't always stay the same. So it means if the town is no longer involved in it, it's just community, you do not need to amend the charter. Although there are reasons when you do need to amend the charter, do that. They told me the charter. Because that's your, divine, right? Yeah, so it's not, it's nobody's arguing that it's not good, I don't think, I don't have none of that.
It's very true.
So we don't, so we don't, I do want Councilwoman. Yes.
Right. My suggestion was just to keep it as community and we don't have involvement and then continue to run as they are. I mean,
Exactly.
that's it. And they can still use the name Town of Capitol Heights because it's the Town of Capitol Heights community. Right.
Where they reside.
Right. I got this from, I didn't come up with all this. I got this from Toastmasters. They just say, well, you can keep the name the same because it's the community of Capitol Heights. Right.
Yes, and so I you Councilman Bell. How you? Yeah. So when I wrote this to the people, we were talking about community use, it's a good thing that we're talking about it, maybe we can along this out, that it continues to come back over and over and over throughout the years. So, because you got that printed, you printed it from what was available in the emails, that I sent emails, documentation is there. And I want to clarify this because it's going out there. There was, whatever charge that was on there, that charge came from those members putting their money, paying their own membership. And the Communication Outreach Committee did give to our town residents who were not able to afford it. the opportunity that came from the line item. That money was paid. That money, and you know it was paid because it was done in a, I believe you did a money order. And that's when I think it was this, our former talent town administrator, and they did our budget. She saw the documents. She said we should, that's when she said, do a line item to be receivables. So that was in there, all the checks. The receivable line, yeah, so I said it was former town administrator, but she did the budget, it came up, she said when money come in, because that was a big thing. When money come in, it should be put in the receivable, because it was brought up then, you can check the minutes, you can check the videos with you on Zoom. But the communication outreach, that the email was documented, a whole sheet was documented for me, the council member, Amanda Anderson was a part of that chartering, the chartering, the chartering, participants, members. Yeah, she's a chartering member as well. And so, and as I was the communication and outreach, chair and the sponsor, that started the, Toastmasters Club, we had, like I explained to you before, roles. And there were different roles. And Councilmember Amanda, she had all the documentation, everything was there. We went over everything. I supplied everything that was requested to the town over and over and over. I did. And so that was the whole point for it to remain a community. That's why it's going to be on the agenda, because in that, when you look through all the documents there, you should see on there. That it was on there with the community offering them a place to meet. That was part of the.
Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm not in disagreement with you in any of that. What I'm trying to say is you've got some of your former council members saying, and that's how I got the information. And I checked with the ones they said, instead of the 20 people who you submitted 20 names, 4 or 5 of them said that they were never part of Toastmasters. So you submitted 16 names, 20 names, but only 16 of them were valid. Now, unless you can go to the people,
So,
and that's neither here nor there after a while. It becomes mute because here we are now. So my point now is, and I'm not going to debate that because it's from these people. I don't know. That's what they're saying. They have a right to say that. They said that they are not part of Toastmasters when it was formed. That's what they're saying. That's not going to change. So beyond that, all I'm trying to say is, can everybody decide, because we keep saying the same thing, what you want to do to move forward? That's where we're at.
and so, Councilman Ford, and just want to clarify, because we put stuff out there, we can put stuff out there. That's it.
Yeah.
So. That when I presented this to the mayor and council, this by email, so the town administrator can check her emails that was sent to her and what I was sent to the town administrator at that time, from the time frame of January through April, when it became chartered in 2020. My emails were very specific to the town administration and to our mayor and council on the whole plan. How I wanted to make this available for our mobility for the town. Town administrator was creating, they wanted to do a mobility for staff. So in my very detailed email to the town administrator, I said how there will be slots available for our town specifically. And so the town administrator had 5 slots. And that will be divvied out, but that will be a part of their performance appraiser that will help them develop communication and customer service skills. That was very clear at a mayor and council meeting, very clear in my emails to mayor and council, the whole plan. So I would have, town administrator, she would have, do some research and full place emails.
Here's the, I'm gonna everybody read this. Like that. Just put it, no, I'm putting it down. Put that. I'm going this way. I'm putting it down this way. It don't matter. I'm putting it there and putting it down. I'm turning it that way. That's how I did it. But I'm putting it down there
So it comes back.
This conversation of the community use.
I'm listening to you.
Don't put out information. This is
Sounds like,
information that was put out during the campaign.
But we're not debating that.
No, it's the same information you put out during the campaign, when you're right, you put the same information out, you bring it back on the floor now.
No, I didn't. I didn't say it. No, I didn't. I'm telling you what I said. I do that. So, I'm just saying, we're only saying now what was done wrong and how we can move forward. We can't keep going back and forth over that. Okay, go ahead.
okay, so just to full clarity, and then, the clarity was our previous town administrator, who was a male, went out and connected with our prior NSD director, and then added people names who work for the town. They had issues with that because the people who they added the names did not want to be a part of Toastmasters because they were not going to use their Saturdays or Sundays, because the issue was that they had to attend meetings on their off days. And when they were not going to be paid for when they come to the Toastmasters meeting. So that's why they say they did not want to be a part of Toastmasters, but the higher TA and NFD went ahead and put them on it anyway, but they said they did not want to be a part of it because they could not come on their off day. And that was one of the biggest issues, but it was done anyway. So not to be the dead horse in the head or whatever, we've already discussed this. We already said, to me, my motion on the floor is to keep it at a community level, which it already is. There's no changes or anything. It just remains as a community effort, and we move on. It doesn't have an association with the town, but it's still a town of Capitol Heights Toastmasters. Anyone in the town and outside of the town can come to Toastmasters because it's not under and funded through the town of Capitol Heights. I yield. That's me.
It's forward, because those names that you just showed us, they're no longer with, some of them are no longer with us. I think only one in that bunch, we see that it's still with us. Two, of importance to what Councilman Ford said, the former TA or the former public works director or whoever, put those things in because it was supposed to be part of the performance plan for them to be until a certified or some kind of document to state that right now on the floor, according to what Councilman Ford said, that the former TA and that director put those individual names on it. I'd say that we should, Councilman Ford should put together a resolution to make this formal, and then you just move on. And they still carry the name. And everybody still pay their own dues. The town is not liable to pay anything. Instead of beating this thing and then you not consider somebody did something illegal and all this stuff, and let's just move on.
You had a motion. She had a motion first. So y'all got two. What is your motion to?
It's practically the same thing, Councilman Rita said, is to keep it as a community without being responsible to the town, Capitol Heights. Then she hasn't been a changes to her. It's just what's in it.
I would like to make a friendly amendment because in the application, I would need a small form.
Just second.
I second. I second for, oh,
Yeah. Who needs a second?
I'll say.
now you have to say something.
I'll say.
You're jumping the amendment to the motion.
But I second, I can't second with the friendly amendment.
That's kind of weird. Okay,
So,
whatever.
so based on the bylaws, the town is, it is a community club. And we have the town sponsor the club to pay, through using the meeting, giving them a meeting location. I was looking for it, but it's in there, right? It's like sitting in files. And you probably even have it in that file there. If you print everything out. Giving them a location to meet. And the members still pay their own dues. I was using the line item that sponsored, that supported or initiated the outreach committee to help residents to be able to afford it, that wanted the opportunity for self-development. That's what I was making available for residents under my line item that I had. I would like for that to continue, and I am willing to do a resolution. The town has to pay nothing in terms of membership for people other than to help, as we do when we do events, is for our residents, to help residents to be or take part of a resource or something that will be beneficial to them, that will ultimately improve the town.
Yeah, but that's what she said, but that's not what she said. That's what.
You said keep it, that's what that was doing.
She said.
Yeah, so she said community. And what she said was not having, nobody's obligated for anything. So if you just start by.
What she wants to do is add a line item on the budget for, to be able to sponsor residents. That's all she's saying, but different than what I said. So let it say it, she make a resolution, calls it for the council, and they, or
Councilwoman Chu, Councilwoman Chu, if the issue is you want to be responsible, residents, then, we still don't have to do none of that. We can still use it on the community. We still don't have to be, under the town. You can use it through your discretionary fund, or you can use it through something else to sponsor a resident. We don't have to have a resolution and add line items to sponsor a resident for the Toastmasters, because Councilmember James, when he needed the money for the Boys Club, he just took it from his discretionary fund or whatever. So it's, right, so the same thing with you. If you say you got 10 residents that you want to sponsor under the Toastmasters, you can
perspective, when you accept your amendment.
no, because
You got a motion on the floor. That's what I'm going.
So the difference thing is that we just don't want to have a line item, but I can't ask for funding for residents. So why couldn't there be, why couldn't there be some funding on a line item for residents who want to participate? Same when we have funding on a line item for anything else for residents, it's for nobody else but residents.
we don't have a line item for funding for residents.
We have a line item if we want to fund for scholars. We have it's still residents.
Y'all know I got to.
It's the
Okay,
The
so
motion is, let me say this, the motion is, if you're not accepting her amendment, you either accept the motion or you don't. I'm like this, there's a motion on the floor, we vote.
I don't want to.
The motion is, you seconded, she didn't, he seconded too. So where you are now is, the motion is, remember that. The motion is that for her motion, you're saying for the town to still keep the name, but the town has nothing, no sponsorship. That was your motion, am I correct?
Sponsors.
Okay,
Can you clarify that? Because
there's no affiliation with the government part of the town, not the name town, but the government entity.
It's in the application, the charter application.
But I call, no,
So
there's no resolution to support that.
it's
And
a
you
document.
please, I
That's
have,
inside.
please. All Toastmasters, and the logic is the town has had nothing to do with it. So we either have to do one way or the other. Right now, there is a motion on the floor.
So why is it to do the other way? I don't know anything. So why can't the board?
Board, please, let me chair, please, respectfully.
The toast.
Call the roll. Call the
No,
roll.
what's the
Can you
vote?
just tell me what the motion is one more time? Therefore, Sam, can you tell me the motion one more time? So I can go through
the
it?
motion is to, keep Toastmasters as a community association and not be affiliated with the town of Capitol Heights, but to continue to keep it as a community affiliation.
Why would you want to take that initiative from me? I mean, that is crazy. Why would you want to take that? You're not taking the initiative. They didn't say, that's what
There's a
I put
motion
the
on the
table.
floor,
That's what I brought to the
respectfully.
town. Why would you?
Ford,
put a motion on the floor to
please.
Take something away from a council
Ford.
report to the town.
Call the vote, call the vote.
No, it's not. You're taking the initiative.
Please, everybody, there is a motion, stop.
Okay, Councilmember Anita Anderson. No.
Absent.
Anita Anderson, yes.
Please, there's
Mayor
a
Pro
motion.
Tem two, Mayor Pro Tem two,
Yes.
okay, Councilman Ford,
No.
Councilmember James,
No, I mean, hold on,
I was confused because
yeah, I'm kind of,
with this whole thing, because they were there.
yes, no, yes, my answer is yes.
okay, Councilmember Ron Williams.
Yes.
It's, okay, that's 3 yes and 2 no's. Motion passes.
So you, yeah. No. This is not the case.
Y'all cannot debate, but I'm tired, really. You have to
Oh,
do
sorry, I'm sorry.
respectfully.
I'm sorry.
I'm not taking no sides. I did not vote in this. But you have to do right when we are at these meetings. Respectfully, you don't have to agree with your colleague. You don't have to agree, but they have a right to vote. Respectfully, respectfully. If you don't agree with them, that's okay. But you don't sit and debate and argue with a colleague because they don't agree with you. That's okay. If it's me, I don't agree with a lot of stuff, but I don't say anything. So I ask respectfully, we honor each other in that capacity.
The Councilman Ford.
We cannot debate this now.
So
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
I was
just
just
getting
clarity
clarity,
out.
So what we're saying, when we disassociating ourselves completely from the town of Capitol Heights Toastmasters. This is what I'm hearing, because we are now affiliating ourselves with the town of Capitol Heights Toastmasters. Is that what we're for? Was that the motion? That was the motion I heard. Was that the motion that was
That's
done
not the
by?
interpretation that you, that's not what you made.
So did you say disassociate, to not associate the club with the town of Capitol Heights?
No, if you're not sponsored.
You said sponsoring.
Sponsoring.
So what is sponsoring?
Sponsoring is we're liable for making sure the minutes, the meetings and everything is done appropriate as a charter. We're responsible for collecting dues. We're responsible for logging in the dues on the line items. We're responsible as a town for all of that.
So we did it with the boys.
Appointing officers, everything, the town.
But we put the town associated with the Boys and Girls Club, but we're not doing any of that.
Don't put me in this.
So,
I'm
but I'm
gonna
just showing you,
everybody,
but I'm just showing you all the colors.
I'm just trying to tell all of y'all, this meeting, we have to be.
I'm just trying to be, what's the motion? What's the motion?
Okay.
Other comments, other comments.
Now,
Okay,
any
so-
public comment, Joy? Mr. Brown may want to say something. He's been on here for a while.
It's not even a motion, we just vote, I just want to understand what the motion is.
Can you read back the
Yeah.
motion for,
Keep Toastmaster as a community association, and not as a town sponsored organization.
For sponsorship, it's the same thing. You do the same thing, you don't do nothing different. It's last.
Oh, yeah, ready to go again.
is there anybody on the call?
I don't know, wait.
It was just, Councilwoman Amanda asked me, could I fix the camera? She said it was cutting off the council's head.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Okay, sorry.
I just want to say, I just want to give kudos out to the staff and to everybody who helped make Capitol Heights Day 2025 a huge success. I really enjoyed myself. The people I invited, they enjoyed themselves. The first time I've ever experienced like a merry-go-round and acts going on within the crowd. I thought that was so cool. Can I have somebody out there juggling? And they had a flamethrower, man on stilts. That was really cool So I really enjoyed this.
Acrobatics,
Acrobatics, yes.
mermaid, black mermaid.
Yeah. Everything was nice. Yeah, I saw her. Yeah. Yeah, just kudos to the staff. Good job, good job, good job. Yeah. Thank you.
I thought this stuff, and I thought that stuff was really good. I thought like Chris and Rose did a great job in the MC. He kept it going.
I'm saying I appreciate that.
Seriously, he did. And also, he was able to get,
You and you gave him shout out, you know.
but he also brought in his, fraternity brothers and did that. That was great. Sorry, I just have to say that.
Listen,
And his saxophone was awesome. Really, that song, which is, I was happy with music.
Councilwoman Chu. So that means next year I have to raise the bar.
That should be on council. Right?
There's a motion on that motion.
second.
Okay, any nays? No. Okay, you want to stay? Motion is adjourned.
Good night.